Okay, welcome back to CrossTactics. Hope you are doing fantastic. I'm going to do a updated installation video, but I'm also going to assemble the crossbow and then install the CrossTactics Auto-Quiver on top. So first, let's see what you get in the package. So if you're only getting the crossbow without the CrossTactics Rapid Fire Auto-Quiver, and you're just getting the crossbow on its own, then you won't have these things, right? So you won't get an extra pack of bolts. You won't get this installation manual, because this is pertaining mostly to the installation and operation with the auto quiver installed. You also won't be getting wax with it. You won't be getting extra string with it. But you won't get. You'll get this bag of components with your string and everything, and then you'll obviously get the crossbow. You won't get the auto quiver, obviously, if you just order the crossbow. So let's just get that guy out. So that's what you'll get if you just buy the TCS2 crossbow from us. Actual crossbow platform, the bow, foregrip, and 3 bolts in the box. And you've seen what you get when you buy the actual rapid fire package. You get the crossbow with the auto quiver, with the installation and operation manual, with an extra bow cable, bow string. This little bit is for the auto quiver. It's a little part for it. Extra pack of bolts. So all in all, with these, you'll get 15. That's enough to fill up the auto quiver 2 times over, since the auto quiver's capacity is 7 bolts. So you'll have 15. You'll have 1 extra in case you damage a bolt, and then you get the wax with it. So that is what is in the package. When you're going to buy the rapid fire package, that's all inclusive, or just the crossbow. And if you're going to buy just the rapid fire auto quiver on its own, then obviously you'll just get the auto quiver, and it'll come in its own little box with its little components. Okay, so that is what's in the package. So now we're going to jump into the installation. So I'm actually going to take everything out of the box. These bolts out. Actual crossbow and the bow. I'll put the box aside. The manual for the actual installation and operation with the auto quiver installed only covers the installation of the magazine. That's also why I'm doing this video. Otherwise, you'll find on the box, you will find instructions on how to assemble the crossbow, very remedial instructions, some spelling mistakes, and it's translated from a different language, I assume. So that's also why I'm doing this video again, with the installation and the assembly of the crossbow all together. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to get your little bag of components. It's got these rubber pieces gone over in previous videos. So you won't have that. That's very thin double-sided tape that I've put on there just to help me with the process. I'll get all of this out of the way. All you want right now is your bow and those little pieces. Okay, so what you want to do is, see these lines there, you want to line up the pieces and put them on. You want the buffer plate, it's a metal plate, to go in the front. this behind it, sandwiched between this rubber piece, between the plate and your bow in the front, and then one in the back. So you're going to end up with it all sandwiched together like that before you put it in. So you just got to align it right. That's what I'm going to try and do here. Just take double-sided tape off, which can be a little bit tricky. You know, trying to get the skin of it off while still retaining the glue on the rubber. It's always a little bit tricky. You're going to have to bear with me so I don't edit my videos. Okay, so I got the one rubber piece, so I'm just going to get it lined up with those lines there and stick it on. So now I don't have to worry about it slipping around. It will be stuck on there. Then I do the same with the rubber, the metal piece. It's going to go literally on top of it. And you'll see the metal piece has a little indentation where your set screw is going to make contact with it. So let's line it up once again. Now that's not going to fall off or move around when I try and work with it. So then lastly, we'll put the rubber piece on the back. Once again, I'll have to struggle a little bit. Bear with me. We'll get to the more exciting bits just now. Okay, got that little piece off. Now on the back there's no marking, so I'm just going to use the already stuck ones to try and see where exactly this should go. And I'm happy with that. It's good enough. Sitting right on the back. Okay. So now from there, you want to get your crossbow, the actual body, crossbow platform, and you're going to loosen the set screw up enough to get your prod in there. So you'll be using one of these Allen keys. Let me see if that's the correct one. Nope. That's the correct one. You can see backing it out. Backing it out all the way so I can get my prod in. So when I say prod, this is what I mean. When I say bow limb, this is what I mean. Okay, so you want the plate to face forward, the lettering obviously facing upwards, and then you want to slide it in, get it nice and centered. So you want to see those two white lines on either side, and then you're going to tighten it up. Oops, grab the wrong Allen key again. So now you're just going to tighten that set screw back in till it starts making contact, and then you'll have your last chance to move it about to make sure that it is centered in there. When I talk about a set screw, it's that screw there. And now you can tighten it up, making sure your bow limb stays straight. Okay, you can tighten it quite a lot till the rubber starts compressing out the side, is what I do. And the set screw is important to check every now and then, make sure it's not loose, because after a certain amount of shots it can come loose. If you tighten it a lot, it doesn't actually come loose. With my personal one, I never tighten it, but I recommend you check it after every couple shooting sessions. Make a habit of checking it before and after, and you will never have a loose screw. Okay, so that's on. That's the bow and the rubber pieces, the what do you call it, vibrational dampeners, and then the actual brace plate that goes in front. That's all clamped together with that. Okay, and then you want to get the string on. So before you put the string on, there's a couple of caveats, a couple of things to take note of. Right, this is your string. We will deal with it now. You've got these end caps. Okay, you want to put it on like this with this ridge facing forward, and you want to make sure that it is on all the way. If you're unsure, right, stick it on with force, and if you're unsure, get something that you can tap it with, right? Make sure that is on. If these are loose, they're not on properly, your string will cause a lot of tension on it, right? And there would be a gap between it on the inside and the limb, and that will take a lot of the stress, and this will crack. If you put them on properly, they will not crack. Okay, then we're going on to the actual stringing up of the system. There's a couple of different ways you can do it. This is a stringer. You can make one yourself if you want. Just make sure the string doesn't stretch and that it can handle the 80-pound draw weight. Bear with me, I'm not going to stop the recording, but I just want to get a measuring tape so that I can actually show you the length. Okay, so here's a homemade one, and it's about between 47 and 48 centimeters, right? And then this one is slightly longer. The professionally made factory one is between 48 and 49 centimeters. So that's about the length that you're looking at to make one with big enough loops so that this string can go through it once it's on, but we'll go through that now. I'll show you exactly what I mean. So we're going to take the stringer. Let me use a homemade one. This is rope that I bought at a hardware store. So you want to get the bow, you want to seat it over that ridge that's facing forward, right? And the back of it, we'll see how it sits. Okay, I hope that is clear. So it's not sitting on the front, those grooves there. That's going to be for your actual string. Okay, so you can pull it back with your hands, or you can use the actual cocking lever. So this also gives you an idea, if you're not familiar, how these things cock. Now you can see it. got this lever. Oops. Let me just set it up again. Sorry. Sorry for the faffing around. Got to make sure that they stay on that ridge. That's why I'm trying to keep this taut. Okay, make sure they're not going to clip off. And then you can use this lever to pull it back, right? Now it is seated where the string would be if the crossbow is cocked. So now we take the actual string. Now the strings come pre-waxed, right? You do get a little tube of wax with the package, the rapid fire package with the Auto-Quiver. So the strings come pre-waxed, which means there's already wax applied to them. But you can put more wax if you want. So what areas you wax are these strands. I don't recommend waxing your center serving. There are people that do that. I don't recommend that. Rather put a little bit on your rail with your finger, just a little bit. Okay? And when you put twists in your string, you want to make sure that you're twisting it in the same direction that your center serving is wound. So if this center serving is wound this way, then that is the direction I'm twisting my string. Okay? You want quite a few twists in it. Don't want to go overboard. I open this loop up a little bit so I can get it over there easy. Okay, and then your other loop, other end through there. So open it up a little bit. Okay. See, so it goes through that loop. And then slip it over. Now, if you've got too many twists in your string, it's not going to want to go over. So untwist it a little bit. You just want to get it over this ridge. It's an awkward angle I'm doing this at as well. I'm going to have to untwist it quite a bit to get it over there. Come on, man. One time you try and do something to show people and it doesn't work, or it takes forever. There we go. Finally. Okay, I broke a bit of my nail. It's alright. And now there's almost no twists in the string. Some of the strings are shorter and some of them are longer. You can also make your actual stringing aid you're using shorter. But anyway, this is just for demonstration purposes. But you definitely want to put a couple of twists in your string. And then when you're done, then you can simply grab your string that you just put on and then pull the trigger with the other string on. Make sure there's enough tension. There you go. String is on, seated properly. See there? Okay, so you got your string on, end caps are secure, bow limb is secure. So you also want this gap here. It's another important thing, is that you definitely want a gap there. pinky, whatever, index finger, doesn't matter. After your first few shots, the string will stretch to by a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit, so that gap will reduce slightly. But you don't want the string seated right on these claws when your thing is strung up. If they are seated right on there, you're going to have to put more twists in your string to shorten the string up to create that gap. To ensure consistent shooting and less strain on your string, ensure the bolts sit properly, etc. So once we've got that, twists in the string, just remember to twist in the same direction as your serving is wound. Otherwise, your serving is going to become looser. You're going to end up fraying it much faster than what you should. Okay, so the next thing is the foregrip. So there's two ways to set up your foregrip. If you're going to use it as is, without the auto-quiver on top, then you want to maybe put it like this, right? Or in my chair. Or you can, the way we use it is turned around like that. So this becomes your area to grab onto when you're cocking it. If you've got it this way around and you're using it without the auto quiver on top, then you can grab here and cock it. Okay, so we'll install that quickly. You get a nut one side and a screw for the other side. Okay, and that bites onto your rail, and then you get another nut. Get it to go into the hole there, and just screw in the other side. Okay, and once that's on, that is where your non-trigger hand is going to be. Right? That's where your non-trigger hand is going to be. Okay, we got that installed. Now I'm also going to extend the stock just to show you how to do it, and I always extend the stock. It's just better, easier. So same thing, you got screws on either side. You're just going to loosen, nut's going to fall out. And then you can extend it. I like to extend mine to there. Screw in, nut on the other side. You get Allen keys for all of this in your bag of components. Okay, stock's extended. You can remove the stock too if you want it more compact and you're able to cock it without it. Okay, so we've got stock extended. So now you've got your crossbow. If you're going to use it without the auto quiver, it's fully ready to go. Depending how you want to use your grip, swap it around or not. All right, so now we're going to move on to actually installing the auto quiver, right? Which is very easy. All we do is pop off the back sight, unscrew the rail on the back, and this screw we're going to use again to secure the Auto-Quiver to the crossbow. We're also going to remove our front sight. Front sight, intuitively you think it's going to come off very easily, but it's always a little bit difficult. They made the holes, the tolerances on these holes super tight. Okay, so now you've got your front sight off, and you can keep the pieces somewhere in case you ever want to convert it back to single shot mode. See people do that if they want to go small game hunting. And then this and this, your backside and your rail. Keep that all together for if you ever want to convert it back to single shot mode. Keep that out of the way for now. And then the screw you're going to use to secure your Auto-Quiver. It also comes with this front screw that you're going to use to secure the front part. Right. And before I put the Auto-Quiver on, there is a little piece that goes here that bypasses the trigger lock. Right? It just slips right in there. And if you buy the Auto-Quiver separately to fit to a crossbow that you already own, you'll get the piece with it, and you'll manually have to put it in like that. Just push forward the trigger lock mechanism and slide it in with the little buffer pieces facing forward, just like that, and it sits in there. Okay, then you just put your Auto-Quiver on top after you've loosened that front screw that comes with it. You just put it on top like that, and then you put your front screw through, fasten it on the other side. I tell people you can fasten this with your thumb. Just make it tight with your thumb and it'll be fine. Okay, and then the back, you take that screw that we loosened from the rail, from the back rail, and there's a little hole there. You just drop it down that hole and then put your screwdriver through the hole in the back pivoting latch. Find your screw and fasten it down. Okay, until you feel resistance. Don't over tighten it. And there you go. The Auto-Quiver is installed and ready for action. Okay, so loading and cocking. Let me just get a couple of loose bolts. Bear with me. Sorry about that. I should have had them here already. Hey, I got 7 bolts. So all you do is you lift pivoting arm with your thumb. The fin must be flat. So what I do is I slide it along the top like that. Slide along, drops down, release. Next one. So that first one you dropped in, make sure that the fins are flat, the fletching, whatever you want to call it. And then all the ones on top will cycle down accordingly and properly. So there you go, load it up. But first, before you do this, you've just freshly assembled your system, right? Before you load anything, I'm going to move the camera forward to show you the cocking system check that I recommend you do before you carry on with it. Bring it forward a little bit more. Okay, so it's empty now. You want to make sure that your system is working as it should. Everything's installed properly. You're just going to undo your latch. So this is also how you cock it, right? Cup it there. Undo your latch with your thumb there, right? Now you move your hand all the way back, always hanging onto the front here, and you cock it, right? Now you see it's getting stopped. Good. This arm is stopping it from dry firing, so you can't cock it when it is empty. But for this purposes, I'm going to lift it slightly just to get it through under it. Do that again. I'm going to cock it all the way back. Make sure it's cocked. And then I'm going to do a controlled release. So we're going to decock it, right? I'm going to bring my arm all the way back. Let me do it without the chair. So you want to brace it against something. The string is going to get released when you pull the trigger, and this is going to want to move. Okay, so you just do it controlled like that. Okay, snap that into place. There you go. Your system is in operational order. Now if you want to do a secondary check, you can load it up. Oops, dropped my bolt there. Load it up. Always checking that that first one fin falls flat. You can load up the rest. So this will be your secondary test. You're going to cock it again, this time with it fully loaded. Nothing's going to stop you from loading it because now there's actual bolts in it. So you'll be able to just cock it. Okay? Bolts are seated properly. You are ready to shoot now. So you can either do another controlled release, or if you have a target ready, then you can shoot at your target. I'm going to do a controlled release here. You see the bolt coming out the front. Sorry, this hectic light coming through. Okay, and you load that bolt back up on top. And that is how you operate with the system. Okay, thanks for watching. Stay sharp, shoot straight, and oh, one last thing, the bolts, you want to make sure that they're threaded in properly. You can see the tips are coming out from shipping, right? Just from them traveling around with the couriers. So you want to make sure that your tips are threaded in properly before you shoot them. What I do is I unthread all my bolts, take a little bit of super glue, put it on the thread, very small amount, thread it back in, then I know my tips will never rattle loose. Thanks for watching. Stay sharp, shoot straight.